Director Lindsay?
No.
Dr. Olson?
No.
Director Quattlebaum?
No.
And with that, that motion does not pass.
After weeks of public debate over school closures, Denver School District goes back to the drawing board about how to address declining enrollment and budget shortfalls. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us for Denver 7 News at 5. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're with us tonight. The board voted 6-1 against the proposed closures, so it's unclear what happens next.
As Denver 7's Rob Harris shows us, the writing on the wall shows more painful decisions ahead.
Because this discussion is not over on school closure.
It's been quite the saga for Denver Public Schools. Initially, the district proposed closing 10 schools. That was then reduced to 5 schools, and then reduced again to 2 schools at the beginning of Thursday's meeting. But the DPS Board of Education still wasn't having it.
And I feel like we're playing politics with a bunch of kids and their education, and I've had enough of it.
Even though the board said no to closures this time around, they're still all basically in agreement that some tough decisions are going to have to be made, and soon. And they're not wrong about that. Our friends at Chalkbeat recently did a deep dive into enrollment data throughout Colorado, as many school districts are facing declining numbers. They identified a few key reasons for this predicament. Chief among them, people are moving and they're having fewer babies. Take Denver County. The birth rate fell from more than 17 per 1,000 people in the year 2000 to less than 12 in 2021. And on top of that, rising home costs have pushed families out to suburbs and rural areas. So while Denver public schools have decided to tackle this topic another day, JeffCo public schools have taken the opposite approach.
For us, it was so clear, by every metric that we needed to do something.
Last week, the JeffCo board voted unanimously to close 16 elementary schools. It was a decision that was understandably devastating to parents and students.
This meeting is adjourned.
Shame on all of you!
But it was one that board members said had to be made.
People traditionally have postponed closing schools. This is true in all school districts. Nobody wants to do it. I think every one of us on the board felt that that was a hard thing to do, but it was necessary. I'm looking at equity mainly through the resources, the educational services, the academic success of every child, making sure they have the same opportunity all across the district.
For Denver 7, I'm Rob Harris.
Another factor when it comes to schools seeing a declining enrollment is the increase in charter schools. Chalkbeat, Colorado reports that in 2005, only 8% of the district's students attended charter schools. The percentage increased to 11% by the year 2010, and then by 2020, it was 23%. Denver only had 20 charter schools in 2005. In 2020, there were 60.